I'll read this.
Okay.
The pigeon wants a puppy. I really do. What I want it forever.
As a society, we have an opportunity to change the trajectory of kids' lives
Hey, puppy, 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 puppy. You just
by helping them do
don't
something as simple as learn how to read.
I want a puppy right here, right now.
In middle-income communities, typically, there's 13 books for every child, whereas in low-income communities, they found that there's 1 book for every 300 children. So what Book Trust does is really focus on that access challenge by providing the opportunity every month of the school year for kids to choose their own books that they're excited to read.
That's my favorite book. I choose the first one because I like Barbie. First choice and second choice. You getting that?
Book Trust kids get a credit of $7 each month that allows them to choose and own, on average, 2 to 3 books a month.
You have 4 more dollars left.
By giving them that opportunity to make that choice, they are much more likely to be engaged in reading because they actually want to read whatever book it is they've selected.
Because they want to know something in that book, That's why they chose it.
If they're engaged in what they're reading, then they develop a passion for reading and learning. They talk about books like a normal conversation now. It's not like this is their homework, and they'll come up to me and be like, I know I'm supposed to be on computer, but can I read instead? And they'll ask if they can read next to somebody who's reading the same book, and then all of a sudden they'll be talking or pointing in the book. And so they're having like more discussions about literature than in the past.
I'm getting books from the Book Trust.
I'm reading Water Book.
It's hard to avoid loving books in our school.
Guys Boy and Flag Eye ran to the beach.
Not only does Book Trust establish a culture of literacy within the classroom, but more importantly, it establishes a culture of literacy in the home.
Or put in jail on the pirate ship.
Having books that they're excited about at home that they've chosen, reading is fun for them now.
It's not just about what happens in the classroom, but it's about what they're doing in the evening after school. For many of our parents, it's become the impetus for them to learn how to read as well.
I'm from Ethiopia and English is my 3rd language. So it's hard for my kids to teach vocabulary.
In our neighborhood, buying a book is not the first thought of a parent.
I can't afford to buy for my kids a book.
Mother, trust me.
Because of our living situation, books were never a priority. $10 was way more valuable for food or socks or something. 3 years ago, we did not have a book, not one.
How can the bumblebee fly?
They have a bookshelf now, and they got to spray paint their bookshelf however they wanted, as long as it said books on it.
Very, very, very fast.
Without Book Trust, then nobody around here would ever have books.
They're creating their own libraries. On one of my home visits, they took me up to their bedroom, and they're like, see, here's my library.
I see every month more new books and I feel somebody's taking care of them. Everybody's investing on them. When the first time my oldest son brought a book, I asked him, from where did you get it? Did you bring it from library? And he said, this is my own, Mom, don't worry, you don't have to worry about it. I don't have to return it back, and this is my own book. After that, it kept coming more books every month.
The bookshelf is in the kitchen because there's no other place for the bookshelf, but they have so many books through the program, and it's actually become the focal point for their family. For them, there are very few things that they get to own in their life. It really is an incredibly exciting moment for them. Teachers describe it as Christmas in the classroom month after month. All the kids that we serve come from low-income families, and the books become some of the most precious things to them.
And so when kids get to keep a book, it's thrilling to them. You are going to have a book that you take home, and it's yours.
We're doing everything that we can while they're in school, and so knowing that they have books at home when they're out of school for an extended period of time allows me to feel confident that they are able to read and continue growing as readers.
Before, we never had the books at home, so whatever he was doing here at school is all that was being done.
Chapter 14. Just don't.
My son, who was reading at a below grade level, now that he actually has the books at home to read, it actually brought his reading scores up.
When I was a child, I remember it was very hard to get books, and how you gonna learn if you don't have books? I believe they open the world for you.
If a kid is reading on grade level in 3rd grade, they're more likely to graduate from high school, means they're more likely to go to college, means they're less likely to be unemployed, and that makes a big difference to the community.
Our book trust teachers reported that their kids were progressing to grade level at faster rates than the teachers who were not able to offer book trust in their schools.
Literacy rates are higher than most schools that have the similar demographics. All else being equal, what I can attribute that to is that these kids have a lot better access to books than the kids that I've worked with in other districts. The more literate people we have in our community, the more likely we're going to have a highly productive and successful community. If every school had this, then that would be the biggest step that we could take, towards improving our society and our economy.
Literacy is the civil rights challenge of our generation, and we have a moral obligation to ensure the success of our kids.
You want me to read to you? Summer vacation, there's a